400-year-old ship discovered off Portugal coast. Researchers are hailing the discovery as one of the most significant finds of this decade. The Guardian reports a team of archaeologists have discovered an ancient shipwreck off the coast of Cascais, Portugal, earlier this month. The ship was believed to be returning from a trip to India and was carrying different relics from the late 16th or early 17th century when it sank. The wreckage was discovered 12 meters beneath the surface of the water, covering an area 100 meters long and 50 meters wide. The director of the project said the wreckage was discovered by divers using geophysical survey equipment. Peppercorns, cowrie shells, and 9 bronze cannons were found at the site, as well as fragments of Chinese porcelain dating back to the 16th and 17th century. Officials plan to examine the artifacts and believe there is still more to be discovered at the site. More about ships. North Korean ghost ship found on Japanese coast. 8 bodies found inside a ship on a Japanese beach this week may have been defectors fleeing North Korea. The vessel was discovered in the Sea of Japan, close to Oga on the Japanese coast. The Japanese Coast Guard believes it may have come from North Korea. A 68-year-old local resident alerted Japanese authorities to the ship on Monday morning. She reportedly saw it drifting some 300 meters from shore. The Coast Guard found 8 bodies inside the ship, as well as a cigarette packet bearing Hangul writing, which is the Korean alphabet. This, Japanese media reports, makes police suspect the vessel is North Korean in origin. The Japan Times reports parts of the bodies were skeletonized, suggesting that the ship was at sea for an extensive amount of time before being found. According to NHK, no fishing equipment was found on board. According to the Washington Post, around 1,000 people successfully flee the North annually.
Norway announces an engineering world first. Norway will spend $315 million on the world's first ship tunnel in a bid to improve maritime safety and cut journey times. The 1,700-meter-long tunnel will carve through the solid rock of the Stad Peninsula in western Norway, allowing ships weighing up to 16,000 tons to pass between 2 fjords. The tunnel will allow cargo vessels and passenger ships to navigate more safely through the Stadhavet Sea. The width between the tunnel walls is 36 meters. A traffic light system will be used to show when it's safe to pass. The team behind the tunnel expects that 5 ships per hour will be able to pass through it. Construction on the project will begin by 2019 at the earliest, with completion expected by 2023.
Japanese ship caught with dead whale in Australian sanctuary. Despite its whaling program having been ruled illegal by the International Court of Justice in 2014, Japan continues to antagonize the global community with its despicable practices. On January 15th, conservation organization Sea Shepherd posted these disturbing photographs of a dead minke whale aboard the Nishin Maru, the primary vessel of Japan's whaling fleet. As the Japanese fleet traveled through the Australian whale sanctuary in the Southern Ocean, the ships must have caught sight of the whale and killed it. They weren't as covert as they needed to be, because a Sea Shepherd helicopter spotted the whale's carcass lying on the fencing deck of the Nishin Maru. Realizing they were exposed, the crew of the whaler factory ship tried to cover its tracks, spreading a blue tarp over the body of the dead whale. The fleet's harpoon ships then quickly followed suit, covering their deadly weapons in the hopes that the world might never know. Animal activists can thank Sea Shepherd for their tireless efforts to reveal Japan's slaughtering of these massive, majestic creatures, for which the country consistently maintains is for scientific research. The discovery of the unlawful whaling comes just a day after Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe met with Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull in Sydney. This is the first dead whale seen since Japan was ordered to end its Antarctic hunt, when the ICJ concluded that the scientific research being conducted was illegitimate.
Google ships are here. After developing self-driving cars, Google is set to bring its innovation prowess to the seas with a novel new ship propulsion system that uses kite energy. Google first delved into marine technology in 2009, mounting computer data centers on barges and using seawater to cool them. The tech giant's most recent innovation incorporates this technology with an airborne wind turbine, or AWT, that connects to the ship via an electrically conductive tether. The windmill-like kite consists of a number of turbines, mounted on a rigid wing, and is meant to fly over water at high altitudes. The AWT has two functions. It can be powered to steer the vessel, but can also generate power by harnessing wind energy. The ship itself is also capable of producing its own fuel by drawing out carbon monoxide and hydrogen gas from seawater, refining, and then converting it to ethanol. With a sustainable fuel and electricity source, moving data centers across the seas will not only be cost-effective, but also environmentally friendly. For now, Google is remaining mum on this exciting new technology, despite successfully acquiring the patent for the AWT in September. Luxury cruise liner sails through the Arctic. High-end tourism came to one of the last wildernesses on the planet on Tuesday when a large luxury cruise ship entered Arctic waters. The Crystal Serenity is carrying 1,000 rich douchebags who have each paid at least $22,000 for the privilege. The ship docked in Nome, Alaska on Monday. Environmentalists say it's taken advantage of climate change to sail in waters where ice has melted. The Crystal Serenity is accompanied by an ice-breaking boat and 2 helicopters, but is expected to be able to navigate the Northwest Passage by itself. The Green Lobby says a successful voyage for the Crystal Serenity could open the floodgates to more cruise ships, and therefore make climate change in the Arctic even worse. Residents of small settlements along the ship's route aren't complaining, however. They're ready to cash in on the presence of free-spending tourists loaded with pockets full of dough. The mayor of Nome reported a brisk trade in products made of walrus, ivory, and sealskin before the Crystal Serenity left port on Tuesday. Oh well, bye-bye Arctic.